But above all else, to me, it's just a fun, cool way of getting business. And it makes my life that much more fun and enjoyable to have a method of generating leads in my career that I actually really look forward to. So just to be really clear, I wouldn't suggest that this is like the thing that's going to change your life. Maybe it will be like it did for me socially, and now it's really working well in business. It's not a replacement for the fundamentals or for the basics, but this is another tool in your tool belt to help you provide more value, build more agent relationships, build your database, and even your social media following. We're going to talk about one strategy that fills up many other buckets. Is
Mm.
that cool, guys?
Ooh.
Let me know in the chat box. Let me know. Do you like that idea? We're going to talk about a lot of cool stuff today. Awesome. All right, let's go. All right. So, something I strolled upon a few years ago when I moved to St. Petersburg is a site called the meetup.com. Who's familiar with that? Has anybody been to a meetup before? Okay, and I know, okay, meetups are a really cool, usually a free way of meeting other locals in the area to do anything that you enjoy doing. All right, there's coffee meetups, happy hours. In my area, there's beach parties, there's yoga, there's outdoor workouts. I belong to a chess club, all sorts of free
Wait,
meetups.
what? Chess? You play chess?
I do. I actually play competitive chess now. I got
I
into
was
that.
the fifth grade champion chess player, dude.
No way. Okay,
You
let's
might.
get you a chess.com account, man.
Okay. All right.
I would love to
I'm
battle
being
you, Scotty.
serious. I beat the guy. I was like, what? I think I won like a hundred scoops at Baskin Robbins or something like that. You know, that's what I won.
No way,
Yeah,
dude.
dude.
We gotta battle, man. That's my new
Okay.
obsession. So I do. I every Tuesday I go out to a chess club, free meetup. So there's something for everybody. My mom's heavily involved in meetup now that she's moved to St. Pete. She actually does our Women's Wine Wednesday events. She loves
Mm.
trivia. There is something for everybody. So when I first moved to St. Pete, I didn't know a soul. I moved here with my brother, and he looked up fun things to do in St. Petersburg, Florida on Google. And we
Mm.
were lucky enough to stroll upon meetup.com. There was a meetup going on at a local Greek spot on the balcony upstairs, and we thought, let's try it. And if it's lame, we're going to bounce in 5 minutes and go right back home, you know? So we went, and we were really lucky because I got to say, sometimes they can be hit or miss. And what we're going to talk about today is creating the best meetup in town because that's exactly what I've done. But I was lucky that we went to this meetup. He went one way, I went the other. And we left that with 5 to 10 new friends that joined me at my birthday party the next week. From there, we developed our best friendships and people that 4 or 5 years later, we love dearly and still meet up with like literally every single week. So it's been an
Mm.
awesome experience. Now, this transpired into an amazing way as I became more familiar with the basics of mortgage marketing to go ahead and provide more value to a lot of people to get more business, which we're going to talk about. All right. Now, I love this strategy because it can really hit home on the 4 pillars of marketing. Scotty, have you ever heard of those? The 4 pillars of marketing?
I haven't, man.
All
I'm
right. This is
curious
really
though.
good stuff. I actually got this from Alex Hermosi. Is anybody an Alex Hermosi fan here?
Yeah, big time.
Anybody? Okay. So he wrote a book called $100 Million Leads, where he breaks down the 4 or 5 pillars of marketing. And with one of them being affiliates, which I think has a time and place in our industry, kind of like my role as a BDR, perhaps, we're going to focus on the first 4 pillars. So everybody get your notes handy, all right? We're going to go over marketing 101 to make more sense of what we talk about today. All right. The 4 pillars of marketing are cold prospecting, database marketing, like existing relationships, organic online content, and paid advertising. Those are the 4 pillars of marketing. I'll say them one more time. There's cold prospecting. This is you reaching out by phone or social media, most predominantly, right? Cold calls or social selling, right? Like Erica taught a few weeks ago, right? You got cold prospecting. You've got database management and marketing, existing relationships, retaining clients and referral partners, right? Your database. You have organic content, which is social media, blog, articles, your email list, etc. Organic content. And then you have paid advertising, meta ads, Google ads, maybe direct mail marketing, sponsorships, things of that nature. This one strategy allows us to utilize all of the pillars of marketing to generate more business, which is really cool. Cool stuff, guys. All right, so the 4 pillars of marketing. And ideally, we always want to prioritize like really the first three, all right? Especially if you have more time than money, or if you're newer in the business, you focus on cold prospecting, database, organic content. Cool. So let's get on into it. This is a really interesting strategy. because by building your own meetup group, and I guess even going to others, which we'll talk about today, if you're not into the idea of hosting an event like me,
You got to tell
you,
that story though, Mike. You got to tell the story about you going to others.
oh yeah, yeah. So I started,
Remember?
yeah, yeah. So I started going to other meetup groups and events. And actually the reason why I started it, Scotty, was the first four meetups I attended were other people's, and I was shaking hands and kissing babies and meeting people and being social like I thought you were supposed to be at these things. And I had several people come up to me and say, "Hey, thanks for putting this together." Well, what do you mean? This is my second one. Oh, well, you were just so welcoming and you introduced yourself as soon as I walked in. Like, who is hosting this thing? I don't know. I don't know. The guy never introduced. I don't know who's Chris. So I ended up starting my own group called Life in the 727. All right. So this is how you do this. You go to meetup.com and I would get a pro account. To my recollection, it costs us like $200 to $300 a year, practically nothing, especially for the influence that we're about to talk about today. So I started a group called Life in the 727. And what we do is host weekly free meetups all across Tampa Bay. And part of why I've been able to be so consistent, because I've been doing this for 4 years now, is I actually built a team of volunteer hosts, great friends of mine and other business owners, real estate agents, personal trainers, coffee shop owners, all sorts of people that wanted to help me do this and meet more people themselves. So I have a team of like probably 5 or 6 now, Scotty, which I'm going to show you here on the screen in a moment. I have 5 or 6 volunteer hosts that have helped participate to keep this really consistent. I'm the leader in the group. I hosted over 30 of these things last year. As a group, we did over 100, but it took us a little while to get to that point. In the beginning, it was just me and a friend. So with meetup.com, Life in the 727 is the group I started. And we do all sorts of things. We do karaoke. We do early morning coffees. We do an event now called Walk and Talks, where we meet up somewhere and then we walk for a couple miles. My favorite one is the Growth and Mindset Meetup. We meet up at a local coffee shop that also has cocktails. And I go around, ask everybody what they're most focused on, what's your biggest challenge, what's something you maybe need help with. That's actually my favorite event now. We do all sorts of stuff, right? Now, because of this, there's something known as the high school party effect. Actually, I got this from Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V, that the person that hosts the party, right? Remember being back in high school, the guy or the gal that had the open house, that had the party was like the most popular person in the school for a couple of days, right? It's the high school party effect. And when you host the podcast, the YouTube channel, the live event, the meetup, you just become like the coolest person in the world because of you connecting other people. You're a value provider. And in this business, aren't we always looking for ways to stand out, to provide value, to be different? Aren't you looking for a reason to make that phone call to a real estate agent, to a financial advisor, to an attorney, to your past clients without feeling salesy? Because that's what you get to do when you host something fun like this. So this is an incredible way as you build a community, as you bring people together. What an amazing way to follow up with the people you've been meeting recently, or better yet, the ones that already send you a lot of business and trust you and love you and work with you already. I'm going to teach you the cold prospecting approach of how I met a ton of people last year through social media and through cold calls, using this as kind of like my leverage to book that appointment, and how we've built a massive email list and even my social media, which is still growing. But most of my followers, I can't say came from like my content going viral. They're real people. These are friends and fans of mine in the local community that I call it hand to hand combat. One by one, by one, by one, I was shaking hands and building relationships that built my profiles on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and our email list by doing events like this. All right. So I want to show you guys this. Is that cool, Scotty, if I show my
I love
screen?
it. I think you got
Okay.
you
Okay.
got all of our attention.
And I guess I've only taught this a few times, right? Like if you know me well, like I've taught a lot of different classes in the mortgage space. This is still a relatively new one for me to share. Am I moving too fast? Is this good stuff, guys? Give me a thumbs up. Eddie Skinner, are we good? All right. All right, good. All right, cool. Let me share my screen here. Let me pull back the curtain a little bit more.
Let's do it.
All
So
righty.
Mike,
Well,
so Mike, just to clarify,
yeah.
you can accomplish what you're going to talk about without creating yours, just showing up to other meetups. Like that's why I wanted you to tell
Yeah.
the story of the intro of how you just start showing up to other meetups. You don't have to put in the time to build your own thing. You can just show up to other ones that are of interest to you, right, bro?
Oh, for sure, for sure. And that's a great point. I feel like every time I teach this, I forget to mention that till after. So you can go to other people's meetups. It's a great way to do free networking without like breaking the bank. Um, and get a ton of benefit from this. There's a real estate agent that actually just sent us our first referral, but he's been part of the group for 2.5 years now. He's never hosted an event with me. He just shows up to everything I do. And man, I know that he's grown his business quite a bit. So I'm happy that we finally got a referral from him and we're like working together because man, he's just been part of the group for so long now, networking away, and it's been fun getting to know him. So agents, my buddy Taylor Peters is a what do you call it? Like a network marketer. He's part of
Mm.
like a multi-level marketing program that sells. He's like jacked, right? He's a personal trainer. He sells supplements, the whole 9 yards. Dude, he's recruited over 50 people to his MLM through my group. All these people selling supplements and all sorts of stuff, right? It's really cool.
Wow.
So yes, you can just be a great networker and benefit greatly from Meetup. But if you're the person that hosts the event, it's just a next level of authority, of positioning, of frame. um, you'd still be able to do a lot of what we talk about today for sure, but it wouldn't be as powerful. But yes, absolutely, Scotty. You can definitely just go to others and get a lot of benefit. Can you guys see my screen right now? Do you see
Yeah,
like
man.
the
It's
meetup
awesome.
page?
Yes, sir.
Okay, alrighty, cool. So life in the 727. You can see Scotty. Check this out, man. Check out many reviews.
700 ratings.
Yeah, and it's funny, man.
We'll
So
give you a
the
half,
a
man.
lot of the
Let's
like
go after them. Let's call
we
them.
we have like a few like 1, 2, 3 star reviews, and usually the bad reviews are there's too many people. It was too packed, so I had to start limiting the events because some of the venues were getting overcrowded. All right, so this is my group. My group is a very diverse group. I want to say that depending on the event, it might draw out a different crowd from our 5,300 people in the group,
Wow.
right? But it's a diverse group. I mean, it's early 30s to 7 years old. My mom's 63. She's part of the group. She hosts events with us. She's like a celebrity, I feel like, in life in the 727.
I love
So
it.
this is one of our beach parties here. But let me show you guys this. This is really cool. Let's go to events. I just want you to get a feel for the platform and what we're doing here. All right, karaoke night. This is hosted by our girl Sabrina. She loves doing karaoke. My mom loves the karaoke events too, so they sometimes do this together. She has 31 attendees for this event.
Do they
We've
pay
got
for that? Do I see that they're paying for it, or just it's just showing the price of whatever the drinks are?
that's just the
Okay.
specials on the drinks. Yeah, so
Okay.
so our group is completely free. It's not uncommon for meetup groups to maybe charge 5, 10, $15 a month because it is a lot of work.
Okay.
I do it for free because we get mortgages from it.
You're
So
right.
everybody thinks
Oh.
I'm crazy. They don't understand. They don't get it, right? It's a I call it my UVA, my ultimate value asset.
Mm.
So for me, it's a lead magnet, right? I wouldn't charge and dwindle the group down. I'd rather just meet more people. So we got a Hollander pool party coming up. This is my event, the business networking meetup. I just posted this last night. I'll click on it. We already have 13 people that signed up. I
Wow.
literally posted this at like 8 o'clock last night. And by the way, this whole caption, AI,
Yeah.
right? Of course, Tuesday, May 20th, 6:30 to 8, intermezzo. Join us here. Networking mastermind, casual networking, access to business, real estate, and lending expertise, right?
Wow.
The details. So far we
Great
have
link.
13 people. So you can see that in our group, and I think this is some of the reason why our group has grown the way that we have, is that it's actually not very niche. This isn't a business group, a real estate group,
Mm.
a happy hour group. Part of our, I think some of our something that makes us stand out is that it is a very diverse range of events. So you can see here, happy hour, we had 60 attendees. This was mine, growth and mindset meetup, 28. I limited it to 30 people.
Mm.
Karaoke night. Check this out, Scotty.
Oh
239
my
people. The
God.
beach, we got famous for the beach parties. I'm not gonna lie, we actually had the cops try to shut us down a couple times because of noise complaints, and we got a permit, and we know how
You
to do it
did?
now. So we
Yeah.
work with them now. We use one
The
speaker. We
police
have a
the police
permit.
actually like check in. Like, oh,
They
keep
yeah.
going. You're doing it legal.
I would have never imagined it would have grown like this. This is why
That's
it's so funny.
cool.
This was very like still surprising to me years later that we have 200 people that actually show up on the beach. All right,
Wow.
105 attendees. So I think you can see um how this group has grown and why this would be valuable to other business owners. So my main approach to landing agent and financial advisor appointments is to typically engage with their content on social media, like doing the social selling I know Erica talked about not that long ago, telling them that, like for example, let me play this out to be more clear. I'll engage with a financial advisor or real estate agent's post, maybe 2 or 3 of them, and I'll send them a message saying, Scotty, I love what you're doing in the community. Keep up the great work. I have no ask. There's no like pitch. It's just straight appreciation, highlighting what they're doing. From there, most of the time, they respond back saying thanks. That's when I say, hey, I'm not sure if this would be value to you. I host the biggest meetup group in St. Peter. And before it was the biggest one, I used to just say, I host a growing group here in St. Pete where I bring locals together to meet one another. I'd love to see how maybe we could get you involved if you feel like this could help your business. Are you open to meeting for a few minutes? That's my script. Very
Mm.
straightforward. I'll call people and say that as well. Eddie, it's Mike. I came across you on Facebook. I just wanted to give you a holler. I sent you a message last week. Dude, I really love the stuff that you're posting. I vibe with it. Not sure if this would be of value to you, but I host this growing group here in St. Petersburg. We get locals together all over Tampa Bay every single week. I'd love to see how maybe we could get you involved if you feel like this maybe would benefit your business. Cool as a cucumber, right? No pressure. It's not salesy. It's value first approach. I have to say the success rate for me at least is like 7, 8 out of 10 people say yes to that phone call or booking a quick Zoom with me. The conversion is off the chain when I take this type of approach
So just
because
to be clear, because you said that fast, 7 to 8 out of 10.
yeah, in my case, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'll even use the Life in the 727 page sometimes to connect with agents. I'll show you this too. Are you able to see my Instagram right now?
Yep.
Okay, this is Jake Schmidt. He's like a total hotshot in Tampa Bay. I got him to come out to one of my events. This post, it doesn't show you the views. This actually got over 20,000 views. You can see it got over
Wow.
600 likes, a ton of people commented on it. This guy is like the mayor of Tampa Bay. Let me see if it will play if I come out here, if I click on it.
I think
Can
when
you
you
hear that?
share, I think when you share, you got to share your sound. I think you can do
Okay.
it if you stop sharing, and then when you just before you share, there's a place that says share sound. You got to stop sharing though first.
Yeah, I think you have to stop
Stop
sharing and
sharing.
then
Okay.
reshare.
Okay. All right. All right. I don't want to take too long on it. I'll show you guys. You guys get the feeling, right? So I
Yeah.
interviewed him here at the event. You can see all the people in the back, right? This is literally all our group.
Man.
This is Jake Schmidt. So let's say my main approach is to get the agent or the financial advisor on a one-on-one. If I get hit with an objection like, well, hey, I appreciate you reaching out. I'm just way too busy. Maybe sometime in the future. Or, hey, I appreciate you reaching out. Thanks for inviting me. I already work with a ton of lenders. I don't really take appointments like this anymore. No worries. I figured you'd say that. How about you just join me at one of these events? I'd love to shake your hand and introduce you to some locals anyway.
Mm,
I got a lot of people do these things just saying that. All right.
crazy.
Hey, Rick, I figured you would say that. I know how busy you must be too. That's totally cool. How about you just join me at one of these events? I'd love to shake your hand and introduce you to some locals anyway. All right, that's it. And I'll show you. So I
Okay.
end up
No
doing
tea.
collabs with a lot of agents. Let's see. I'll show you some of the ones I did here. This is a lot of my stuff. We do the interviews, the events. Oh, this was a great story with this charity that we did. I'll tell you guys this story if we have a little bit of time at the end. Here's Shandon. He's one of my favorite agents here in Tampa Bay. Me interviewing other agents. We got Emma, we got Kyla.
Crazy, dude.
Yeah, yeah. So it's just a
Crazy.
really killer way to get people together, right? So let's talk about, I want to make sure we hit on a few notes here, especially before we go. Got a quick call. There's a few really powerful ways to use the strategy we've talked about today. On one hand, I'll use it to follow up with agents I've recently met or I'm already working with. That's a fun call. Shandon, it's Mike. Did I reach you at a bad time, brother? Dude, we're doing another growth and mindset meetup. I know that's one of your favorite ones. I just emailed it over to you. You think you can make it this week? Hey, anything else I can do for you, man? Anybody we should take a look at? All right, keep me in the loop. I'll catch you on Thursday at the next meetup, okay? Later, bro.
Done.
Right? Hey, Jamie, Sabrina's doing another karaoke event. I know you mentioned when we met that you love singing karaoke with your husband. I just want to make sure that you got the invite, and totally feel free to invite any leads, clients, anybody that you want to show a good time to. Hey, they'll get a good feel for St. Petersburg if they come out to one of these things,
Mm,
right? It's such a value-based follow-up call. You understand? I'm not just reaching out like, how was your weekend? You want to like, who can you send us? It's valuable in that follow-up approach.
yeah.
So we went over the follow-up call, had a cold prospect, financial advisors and real estate agents. This is where I spend most of my time, and I use that exact script we went over today. I've used it to build my email list. How I've done that, generally speaking, is in two ways. Doing giveaways at the event. We've given away gift cards to local restaurants. I gave away free coffee for a year, which was really interesting. I set that up with Intermezzo local coffee shop. I set up like a credit account with them. We have a partnership. And what I did was I gave away a year of coffee by giving the winner 2 free cups of coffee every month for the next year. So they're limited to two
Mm,
coffees
mm,
for the next year, right? So that
mm,
was a big giveaway. We got a lot of people opted in for that. And probably one of the sexiest ideas is really teaching a first time homebuyer class.
mm,
That's something we're going to do a lot more of. We had great success doing our last one. So I taught a first time homebuyer webinar that we created into a virtual meetup. So just like you saw the karaoke event and the beach event I showed you, I said first time homebuyer masterclass meetup. I made it a digital class. I think we had like 13 or 14 people from Meetup show up. I had another 10 people or so come from social media. And we had a big class that I taught with my mom about buying your first home.
mm.
That was a way that we got more emails, and we actually generated a few loan consultations. Everybody that didn't, they're in our follow up system now. That's one of the coolest ways I've used Meetup, and I'm going to continue to, is that I've hosted several real estate and business classes that then we use to extract data from.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So the first time home buyer was live or virtual?
It was virtual. It was
Virtual.
live.
Okay.
It wasn't recorded. It was
Okay.
like this right now, right? Like what we're
Okay.
doing here on the RETR Morning Show. It was
Okay.
a live Zoom masterclass.
Okay.
I did it 12 noon on a Saturday, and we had a great attendance.
Great. Okay. So Saturday on Zoom.
You got it. You got it.
Excellent. Somebody said, how many days a week are you hosting events? I think it's just one a month, right? Kind or no, there's a couple, but you have different people that help you host different events.
Yeah. I personally do 1 or 2 a month myself.
Okay.
And when we started the group, like I know it's probably pretty crazy seeing how this has evolved if you're seeing this for the first time. It took me years to get to this point, and it's been fun and growing the whole time. So in the beginning, I was probably doing one every other week.
Mm,
When I started bringing volunteers in, that's when we got to the point where we started hosting events weekly as a group, but I don't go to them all.
mm.
I host and attend 1 to 2 a month.
So yeah, and I just want to go back to when you first started. Like this isn't an overnight. You're not going to have 5,000 people in your group. This took time to build. I remember when you first started, and you're like, man, this thing's going
Yep.
out of control. And there's 100. I remember when you told me there was like 100 and something in it. And now,
Yeah.
now there's 5,000. But like, it's like if you think the key to success was bringing in other people that do different things, is that when it kind of took off, or was it just you being persistent, consistent?
It was just me being consistent. To be
Okay.
real, it was growing like crazy before I brought anybody in. And then as I
Okay.
brought in the volunteers doing other things, it just evolved the
You
group
got things
even
at
even
work?
better.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Cool.
Yep.
So yeah, Zoom. Okay, got it. Cool. Yeah, I'm like, this is. I love the AVA or UVA.
Yeah, the ultimate value asset. I just came up
Yeah,
with that last week. Yeah.
that's pretty cool. Because like when you call somebody, it's not say, hey, who can we help? It's hey, just want to let you know the event's happening, which is a value add. That's uber
It,
powerful.
it's valuable in a lot of different ways. Value is subjective, right? So
Right.
value is subjective. So it's important that you have a lot of like tools in the tool belt and ammo
Yep.
in your arsenal. One of the ways that this is valuable to agents, I found, I didn't expect this, but over time I realized the agents were bringing clients, friends, and leads to my meetups.
Oh
And
wow.
that was a way for them to show people the local area, to introduce them to other people that they might become friends with. There are
Mm,
people from all over the nation that are moving to my area. The agents want to show a good time to.
mm,
I didn't expect that. So I use that in my conversations when I meet with an agent or a financial advisor. Like, man, we have such a friendly, welcoming, just awesome group of human beings here. We have a great reputation in the area. Hey, if you want to bring out your clients to like a karaoke meetup or a beach party or a early morning coffee walk and talk, whatever their vibe and style is, this is just a great way for you to cement that
mm.
relationship and stick that client to you. And what a cool way to market to your database, right? So in the local area, right, at least, man, what a cool call to make. Because I think that's tough for us too sometimes is like, what do I say to a client I've already closed without being pushy or salesy or just like, why am I reaching out of the blue if it's been forever? And you saying, hey, you know what? I know it's been too long, Mark. It was really great helping you and your family buy that house last year. And I wanted to invite you to something special. We've got a summer pool party meetup that we're doing in a couple weeks. And I
Mm.
wanted to make sure that you and the family got the invite, you know?
Like someone's asking, Lisa Norman, thanks for being here. How do you come up with the content for the growth and mindset meetup? Great question.
That is a great question. That is near and dear to me. That is my favorite meetup I've ever hosted. The conversations in this growth and mindset meetup get so deep. I literally have we've had people choke up, we've had people
Mm,
cry, we've had people just share some really personal things you'd never imagine they'd say to a group of strangers.
mm,
How I come up with it, I actually use ChatGPT to help me come up with some content. I said something like, "Hey, I'm doing a growth and mindset meetup where we're going to focus on goals, challenges, and ways to get to the next level. Can you help me come up with 10 questions I could potentially ask to the group if we had like a roundtable discussion?"
mm.
The last time I did it, it was two two questions I asked. We went around the round table. This is great for like formats like this too, Scotty, I think,
Yeah, right.
is I asked, what is the number one focus and priority in your life right now that would move the needle? Like biggest focus. And then I preface that with like goal, challenge. Like what's the biggest focus right now? Goal, challenge. And everybody goes around and says that thing. And then I say, cool, what's the number one thing you're going to do to move the needle in the next two
Mm,
weeks? What will you do in the next 2 weeks to move that needle forward? And everybody goes around and they commit to doing that thing. And by the end of that, that was like a lot of the event because we had 30 people there. So going
wow.
around a group of 30 folks, just asking those two questions. But
Yeah.
man, the answers, the emotions, the stuff that came out from that was unreal.
Love it. Love it. What are Amy's asking, what do the volunteers get out of it? Exposure,
So
besides
that,
exposure. Tons of,
That's a great question. So I have like two different kinds of volunteers or in terms of motivation. Some of them have other like business alternatives
mm.
uh as well, not alternatives, but intentions here.
Yeah, I
All
think,
right.
yeah, it's a
Right.
better word,
Like
yeah.
like they're real estate agents, they're
Mm,
personal trainers, they're insurance agents. It's usually self-employed people like us
mm,
that have banded together that also see the value in building relationships locally. So just like me, they get it. They would probably pay me to be a host here. I don't charge them. I don't pay them either, but I do take great care of them. So what I'll do is I'll take the hosts out for like appetizers and drinks or coffee once a quarter. I have them over at my house from time to time and we do lunch or dinner together. So I take care of them. I promote them on social media. Some of them have other business motivations, which is why they're doing it. And there's a few people that just love doing this. They
mm,
feel like it is prestigious. It gives them meaning and fulfillment. I get these big text messages about how happy they are to be part of the group.
mm,
To them, there's the very something powerful about putting somebody in that spotlight of being a host that just makes them feel special and important, which I understand. And that to them is really the value. Like I've got probably 3 or 4 people that aren't self-employed, they have no business or a normal like W-2 employee, like Sabrina, and she just loves doing the karaoke thing and leading that. It builds their social life,
mm.
right? And all their friends come from this group, just like me. So there's really two sets of people there. Amy, it's those that have business motivations like me, and others that truly just love being a part of Meetup.
Love it. My last question, I know because we're at the bottom of the hour. Knowing what
Yeah,
you do now, and you've built this monster, and it's continuing to feed itself and continue to
yeah.
grow. Knowing what you know now, what would you do different, if anything?
So there's two things that come to mind right away. One, I would have been meeting agents and financial advisors from the get-go. It took me probably 2 years into hosting this meetup where I had that aha moment of, wow, I have something really powerful here that I should be talking about. Why am I not calling people and like using this as like a way to connect with people that I've never worked with before?
Mm.
As straightforward and as like simple as that sounds, like I just didn't think about it till a couple years in. So I would have been doing that from the beginning. And for those of you that are interested in doing something like this, I would encourage you to do that from the get-go. Like if I could go back in time, I would say like, Eddie, it's Mike. I'm growing a community. We just started last month. We're getting locals together every single week across the local area. And man, I just feel like you'd fit in and probably benefit from meeting other people like this in your business. If you're interested, I'd love to chat with you for a few minutes to see how we can get you involved in this. I would have been doing that from the get-go.
Mm.
My other biggest regret is that I didn't utilize Facebook events, or not Facebook
Mm.
events, Facebook group
Mm.
sooner. I
Mm.
just started a Facebook group like 6 months ago. I should have done it from the very
Mm.
beginning to deplatform people from Meetup into my social media ecosystem.
Mm.
For me, I've built a great following. I'll share my script here as well, Scotty. When I'm networking and I have even just a brief conversation with somebody I like let's say I'm chatting with Devin. Hey, Devin, it's great to meet you. I'm really looking forward to seeing you at more of these things. Hey, let's stay connected, man. Are you on social media? Not everybody is, right? If they're not, I give them my digital business card so they get like my phone number and stuff. But most people are. I go, Devin, are you on social media? Yeah. What do you use the most? Instagram? Cool, man. Why don't you add yourself? And I just hand them my phone with Instagram pulled open, Facebook pulled open, LinkedIn pulled open. They add themselves. And I've probably gained 500 or 600 new followers on
Mm.
Instagram
Just
and
like that.
LinkedIn and Facebook, just like that. I would have done the Facebook group much sooner. I kick myself about it every single week now because it's growing fast.
Mm.
So I would start a Facebook group from the very beginning, and I would have been prospecting realtors and financial advisors from day one.
Because you're gonna get people to come to the Facebook group that don't even know about Meetup, and vice versa, like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Yeah,
Hundred
good call, brother. All right,
percent,
very
100%.
nice, very nice.
Awesome. Guys, was this helpful? If you wouldn't mind, it would just be great feedback for me as I like refine this. Obviously, this isn't
Oops, did we lose him?
structured class
Oh, there we go.
that I teach. It'd be most valuable. Can you put that in the chat box for me? What was
Mike, how do
most,
we follow you, brother? How do we show you some love?
oh, great question, man. Here, I'm going to put my name in the chat box. I'm Mike Cardascia. Guys, go add me on whatever social media you use the most, whether that's Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. I'd love to stay connected with you guys, and I'd be happy to answer questions. I just got a direct message from somebody. This is great. My head's spinning with ideas. Hey guys, reach out to me. Let's chat. I love chatting about this. Devin, thank you for adding my Instagram there. So guys, please stay connected to me. And one thing, Scotty, before we go, it would just
Yes,
mean a
sir.
lot. Hey, could you guys put in the chat box, what did you find to be most valuable today that I shared with you? Like what was that one or two nuggets that you jotted down that stood out to you that you felt like was most beneficial?
I'll say UVA, man.
Me
Ultimate
on
value
social and
asset. Like have that. Make sure you come up with one if you don't have one.
UVA. Yeah, I just came out. That just hit me
Yeah,
the other day.
it's
I love
huge.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Calling without being salesy. Yep. Meetup, joining and yep. The grassroots effects of networking. Yeah. Be the
The
host
host.
always.
One thing about being the host, that's the thing about teaching. Like Mike's hosting, but he's also teaching. Like always, everything goes back to teaching. If you're the teacher, people will follow and people will come to you and people will ask you and people will do business with you and look, you know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Good follow up. You need to start somewhere. Always lead with education.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. On that note, quick note here. Hopefully this helps. Modern marketing is online education. That's something very powerful that Amir Syed has ingrained into me throughout my time here at Growth Only Coaching. Is that modern marketing is online education. And you know what? This might connect some dots before we go. So one of the greatest parts of this whole strategy is that as I am adding locals from Meetup, meeting real estate agents and financial advisors using the strategy, I post consistent mortgage content that then they see all the time. And I'm like omnipresent. This is the mix of the old school meets new school, offline meets online. I meet somebody, I shake their hand in the real world. They get added to my digital presence. And now they're pre-indoctrinated to Mike's mortgage and real estate content on an ongoing weekly and monthly basis. And there have been many people I met at a meetup like 7, 8, 9 months ago that then will refer. We just got a referral from somebody sent us their parents as a referral. I met at a meetup almost a year ago, but it's been seeing the content for like a year now, right? So these two things go hand in hand, is that you meet somebody through Meetup or even like prospecting that way, get them connected on social media, and post consistently so they know what you do. Modern marketing is online education. The Meetup is a great way to meet people, get them on your email list, get them into your socials, but then you lead with value by teaching classes and posting educational content that then demonstrates that you're a professional and a master at what you do. Does that make sense, everybody? Cool.
Mike, I can't tell you how excited I am to be on this call with you, brother. It's an honor and a blessing, and so nice to see you, man. I'm so glad to see you're doing good.
Yeah.
I know whatever you do, you're going to be successful at it. It's just who you are. It's in your soul. It's in your heart to help people. You're a huge giver, and I love you, man.
Likewise,
So
brother.
thank you for everything you've ever done for me, and you've been a huge inspiration for me, man.
Magic Mike in the house, baby.
Magic Mike.
Hey, thank you, guys. I could say the same about you, Scotty. I don't take this lightly. You are one of the biggest influences and mentors in my life, and something that you told me years ago that sticks with me literally every day that I work. Some do, some don't. So what? Who's next? And when I'm prospecting, I hear Scotty's voice right behind me going, Mike, some do, some don't. So what? Who's next? And that's what gets me to make that next call, send that next message, reach out to that next person as I hear you behind me, brother. So I don't take that lightly. Thank you, guys. And I hope to be back on the morning show soon.
Dude, you can come every day if you want, brother. You're always welcome. Thank you so much. Have a good day, everybody. Appreciate you guys. Stay safe. Take action. Take one little piece. You don't have to do the whole thing. Just take one little piece. Go to a meetup. Just find a meetup right now, right here in your area. Let something that excites you, interests you, just show up and see what it's like. Get a feel for it. Keep going and going and going. You're going to meet people. That's putting yourself out in the community. You don't have to start your own. If you want to start your own and you get comfortable with it, you see what it's like, you talk to the people that host it, then do that. But otherwise, you're still getting out there, meeting new people. Don't be shy and sit in the corner. Introduce yourself to everybody. Be the Mike who they thought was the host. Right? So, all right, everybody. Appreciate it, Mike. See you next time. As always, love you guys. Have a good day. Take care.
Go get them, guys. Thanks, Scotty.
Thank you, buddy.
Love you, bro.
Love you too, man.